And we're live. Hi, good evening, my dear. How are you?
I'm good, thanks to you, my dear.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. Very short video. Firstly, this is Women's Day, although I will give you a little bit of historic background about the day, just to give context of why we celebrate this day, which is not necessarily one of my political, I would say, fondest moments in South Africa. But yes, it is Women's Day, and therefore I think we need to use the opportunity at least. And then secondly, we're going to speak on a topic that has been coming up now frequently and increasingly, which is very disturbing, relating to the treatment of patients at hospital. But let me leave that for a little bit shorter or a little bit later. Yes, Leonie, you wanted to say something about Women's Day, because you are woman.
Yes.
An iron woman. Eystervrou.
Wel, ek gaan Afrikaans praat. So ja, ek wil net sê gelukkige Vrouedag vir almal en aan die vrouens wat so sterk staan en wat deur alles druk en wat ander vrouens ondersteun. Gelukkige Vrouedag aan julle.
Yeah, Women's Day in South Africa is a day that came about as a celebration of a march of, I think it was something like 60,000 women to the Union buildings during the so-called apartheid days, in women voicing their opposition to apartheid. So yes, obviously it's going to be to the acceptability of some and to the unacceptability of others. To some, those women were heroes. To others, they were simple busybodies busying themselves with politics of today that they should have stayed out of. I'm not going to become embroiled in that. I agree fully with what Leonie is saying. We need to celebrate the goodness of women in South Africa. Earlier on today, I did place a message, and it's a heartfelt message for every single one of you out there. Die strijd is erg. Vrouens kry swaar. Hulle kry vandag swaarder miskien wêreldwyd as wat hulle nog ooit in hulle lewens gedoen het. Maar ek dink dit is tyd vir vrouens om net eenvoudig voor te beweeg. Die inner strength. Ek en Leonie is baie spiritual mense, so ons ken die hele ding rondom inner strength. Jy moet jou binnekrag gaan haal. Jy is 'n vrou en jy sal moet sterk staan, want hoewel vrouens op papier en in die media veronderstel is om vandag vryer en meer bemagtig as ooit te wees, is net die teenoorgestelde waar. Mensenhandel, veral dan vrouehandel, is op 'n hoogtyd. Ek sal weet, ek is vir baie jare, ek gaan nie eers sê hoe lank nie, want dan gaan mense my probeer trys, is ek doenig met die bekamping van mensenhandel, inligting inwin oor mensenhandel. Ek kan vir julle sê, dis besig om die hoogtes in te skiet. En dis meestal jong vroue, dis meestal mooi vroue, dis vroue wat in baie gevalle nie op ander maniere kan geld maak nie, wat op strate opeindig, wat in dwelm, die kloue van dwelms opeindig, en dis daardie vroue wat eventueel as menslike handel, as menslike byt die wêreld ingestuur word. En in die meeste gevalle sterf daai vrouens. That's the thing about human trafficking that most of you out there do not realize. The human cargo being shipped is just that. It's cargo for the consumption of a market. If you consume something, you don't build it up. It ends up dead. That's true also of children. Of course, there's also huge lucrative trade in men, especially to the Middle East and certain parts of Northern Africa, as slaves, as we had for many centuries previously, also to the Far East in tremendous numbers. But yes, that is what we are sitting with.
Ek wil net sê dankie vir Martha Kreer.
Okay, salutes to Martha Kreer. I'm very sure if Leonie picked up something that you said, it was profound and of value to the goodness of things. So thanks for that. Okay, so yeah, that relates to our first topic, Women's Day and women in general. Ek gaan die volgende sê, daar word altyd baie gepraat oor hoe vrouens aan die kortste kant of die kortste end trek. Ek self word deur die haatgroepie beskryf as hierdie GBV violence perpetrator en. Mense, as julle weet wat regtig daar buite aangaan, as julle weet wat regtig in huishoudings aangaan, as julle regtig weet wat in die howe vir seksuele teistering of die howe vir seksuele misdrywe aangaan, gaan volunteer 'n bietjie, gaan na die NPA toe, sê vir hulle, julle wil hulle bystaan, julle wil so vir 'n maand of 2 net in die howe gedeelte, dis die sagte, dis die mooi gedeelte, moet nie probeer aan die ander kant toe gaan nie, gaan uithelp, en julle sal verbaas wees oor wat gender-based violence werklik is. Dis nie mense wat mekaar sit en slegs so op Facebook nie, dis stikkend geslaane vroue, dit is stikkend geslaane kinders, dit is stikkend geslaane mans baie keer ook, dit is huwelike wat vernietig is, dit is verhoudings wat vernietig is, dit is oupas wat kinders verkrag, dit is ooms wat kinders verkrag, dit is maas wat kinders aan Nigeriese druglords verkoop, in ruil vir drugs. Julle het nie die vaagste benul wat gender-based violence is nie, maar dan gaan julle gaan sit en moan en groan en pedestal julle self op Facebook oor daai en die volgende, omdat mense kwaai goed vir mekaar na hulle uitgetart word op Facebook sê, dis nou vir julle gender-based violence. You don't have the faintest idea of what's going out there. As julle ooit in julle lewe in 'n situasie is om te gaan sit en te debrief waar vrouens byvoorbeeld gevange gehou is, as seksslawe, as, wat ook al, van hulle nodig was, of gebruik is, of misbruik is, deur hulle eienaars. En baie keer is dit, ek gaan nou daarna toe terugkom. Maar as jy met daai vrouens sit en jy debrief hulle oor wat hulle moet deurmaak, dan gaan jy in stilte ingeskok wees, waarskynlik vir 'n paar weke. I've been dealing with those things for many, many, many years. So please don't cheapen gender-based violence to the point of where you sit and moan and groan and belittle other women and then get the lashing and then want to go and sit and cry. This is now gender-based violence. You cheapen what is actually going on outside there. Julle onthou die Jaco Swart geval? Daardie video wat so die rond gedoen het van die man wat die vrou tremendously aangerand, geskop en geslaan en alles het, en so stupid was dat hy nie besef het die videomateriaal gaan een of ander stadium uitgebloei word nie. Dit het mense geskok tot in hulle siele. Hulle het gedink dis die ergste wat hulle kan sien. Well, you ain't seen nothing yet. Okay, so ek gaan my boodskap afsluit deur te sê, ek is so trots op elke vrou daar buite, wat bly staan het, en wat in die toekoms gaan bly staan. En hier is ek en Leonie is 'n engel, want sy help mense, want dit is haar passie. As jy regtig niemand het vanaand, of môre aand, of in die toekoms, om net 'n vriendelike boodskap van te ontvang nie, stuur vir Leonie 'n boodskapie, sommer hier op hierdie plasing, stuur vir haar boodskapie, dat ons in kontak kom met jou, dat ons kyk, of ons nie op 'n manier vir jou kan help nie, of net eenvoudig 'n mooi woordjie vir mekaar te sê, sodat jy as vrou goed voel. 'n gesprek tussen twee vroue nie. Sy's 'n baie sterk vrou. She's come across with me over battlefields. Literal battlefields and spiritual battlefields. En sy was nog altyd langs my gewees. Ek sit verstom oor hoe sterk sy is.
Ek voel nie altyd so sterk nie, moet sê.
Well, you are. Because I've seen you under fire. And that is why I know I can count on you every step of the way. So elke vrou daar buite, en elkeen wat miskien net 'n sagte woord nodig het, en miskien moet ons 'n supportgroep stig, waar vrouens net eenvoudig met mekaar in privaatheid kan gesels en sê, dit is wat ons ervaar, hoe spreek ons dit aan, hoe help ons mekaar hier, miskien moet dit die uiteinde hiervan wees.
Ja, ek stem saam met jou actually met daai enetjie, as mense graag soos 'n WhatsApp groepie of ietsie wil hê, wat hulle net kan gesels, jy weet net, want ons baie vrouens wat alleen is, of ons baie vrouens wat net ietsie van hulle harte wil kry, so as julle wil hê ons moet 'n WhatsApp groepie begin, dan doen ons dit. So stel dit dan voor in die comments.
Ek dink persoonlik, ek het nou net daaraan gedink, dis nou nie dat ek my voorberei het op so iets nie, maar miskien is dit 'n goeie ding dat ons begin met support groups. Miskien kan ons later 'n man support groep. Ons kan vir verskeie ander ook oopmaak. Goed. Yes. Dis topic 1. Topic 2. Very good friends of mine contacted me over the weekend, and once again, I think yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, saying to me, Skalk, we're sitting with a tremendous problem at Tygerberg Hospital in the Cape. Tygerberg being the biggest, if I'm not mistaken, hospital in the Western Cape. I think after Baragwanath Hospital here up in Gauteng, it's the second largest in South Africa, and I suspect it's one of the largest, the biggest ones in Africa and the world. But we're sitting with a tremendous problem in the oncology ward, and if it's in oncology ward, then I suspect it's all over, right through the hospital, where there's clear and very illegal, highly illegal discrimination against patients who refuses or who has not had the C19 vaccination. Those people are refused treatment simply on grounds of being so-called unvaxxed. Leonie, what is your point of view on this?
It's just totally wrong. It's totally wrong. I can't even believe that they are still doing that.
Yes. And then you said it still are doing it. At the start of the whole vaccination campaign, hospitals were incentivized, and I'm very sure they still are, to push vaccination. Right? There were also very strange schemes going on around the reporting of COVID patients, the non-reporting of COVID deaths at some point, especially those that receive vaccination. I'm not going to go into that in detail in this video. I will, however, on my information hub in future come to you with a huge amount of very strange information that has been verified and backed up. I always say, go fact check me.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to start rolling out facts that's going to blow you off your chair as you're sitting and watching the video footage and video testimonials, etc. that will be coming out of the next few months from here on. It reminds me, Sister Bota down there in Kreersdorp, we must still come and do your specific interview. Which blew us away when we first heard about certain things. But let's leave that for now. But yes, we are sitting with now a very clearly reported incident or incidents at one of the major hospitals in South Africa, state-run, not ANC, provincial hospitals, DA. Everybody is in with this, in cahoots with this. And very good and solid, reputable complainants. Now, here's the thing. We are sitting with so many reports of incidents of human rights abuse, of discrimination against unvaxxed people, all over the place. Clinics refusing people treatment unless they vax, provincial hospitals, small hospitals, but usually the people involved there are not able or willing to come forward and give us statements under oath with name, place, date, incident, so that we can actually follow it up with hard evidence. Remember, it's of no use coming to me or Leonie and saying, Skalk, Leonie, help asseblief, ons is nou benadeel of daar's gediskrimineer teen ons. En dan as ons jou 'n affidavit vra, 'n beëdigde verklaring, dan verdwyn jy eweskielik uit ons inboxes. Dit help nie, mense, dit help nie. Jy gaan pushback kry, jy gaan blowback kry as jy 'n whistleblower is, as jy hierdie goed aan die kaak stel. Make no mistake about it. But you need to do it.
Ons gaan ongelukkig mense nodig hê wat die guts het om hulle naam te noem en te sê dit is wat aangaan. En ja, hulle gaan in die moeilikheid kom, hulle gaan moeilikheid kry, maar ek meen dit gaan soveel ander mense help. Yes.
The same experience that we have now with old age homes, and extreme human rights abuses going on there because of COVID. We took a while to get rolling because people really were afraid of being discriminated. So they would call us up and say, this and that is following or going on in the following old age home. Yes, and I stuck my neck out more than once, and I physically called those places to ask them, these allegations are made against you. What's your response to this? I had one that I called, Leonie, you will recall that one because you laughed so hard about it. But the one that I called the morning, and that afternoon we received report from the same institution that the matron sister who were responsible for a lot of the complaints simply resigned after they heard of our intervention. Now things like that occur, but in most instances, hospitals, old age homes, even schools would clam up the moment that you come to them with complaints. And if you don't have hard facts, they're going to laugh you off. So ja, dit is essensieel dat die mense wat klagtes wil hê, en ek is doodseker in hierdie geval van Tygerberg gaan ons nou sit met harde feite en affidavits. Julle gaan vir ons die gereedskap moet gee om hierdie ding te veg. Dit help nie ons is hier en julle kom met 'n klagte na ons toe, maar julle bemagtig ons nie om dit te veg nie. Dan is julle besig om julle tyd te mors, ons tyd te mors en die mense wat swaar kry se tyd te mors. Daarmee jag ek jou nie weg nie, ek raai jou nie af nie, maar as jy nie bereid is om the full 9 yards te gaan met hierdie ding nie, dan asseblief, moenie in my inbox kom lê nie. Maar, but, if you're willing to fight, and fight the good fight until the end, I'm your buddy, and she is your buddy, and we will do it for you. Okay, so the message is going out there. If there's anything strange going on in hospitals, especially and old age homes and even schools, but especially old age homes and hospitals, that we need to bring to the fore, then please contact us, but bring us hard evidence, solid evidence about it. Julle moet die volgende ding onthou, veral met mediese gevalle, daar is 'n privilegie tussen 'n dokter en sy pasiënt. Met ander woorde, daar's geen plig om 'n dokter, wat selfs deur 'n hofbevel kan afgedwing word, waar 'n dokter kan gedwing word om enige inligting, goed of sleg, van 'n pasiënt of van 'n situasie van 'n pasiënt van hom te gee nie. It's privileged. So it can't be taken to court. I can't go and run to court and get a court order to open up patient files for instance, because there's a privilege on that information. So if you, being the patient, are not willing to disclose it, it's a dead end for me. So also bear that in mind. The POPI Act, which protects your personal information, which protects your personal information, also stops us these days of just simply walking into a place and causing havoc. We can't do it any longer. POPI Act is a tremendously powerful tool to protect the information of the private citizen, and I'm all for it. I like that, because Big Brother government or the next person or the next institution does not have the right to your information. So I love it, but there's also two sides to the same coin. The other side is it stops the good people sometimes from obtaining the information that we need to fight a good fight. So we need it from you, and we need hard, clear evidence, not only allegations.
And names.
And names.
And names.
We need to couple wrongdoing to people. It's not, hierdie hospitaal het dit gedoen. Then who in the hospital? Wie in die hospitaal?
Ja.
En dan kan die persoon nie vir ons sê wie was betrokke nie. As ek vanaand vir groot skuur bel en sê, hoorie so, ek verneem daar in julle onkologie afdeling, as julle besig om te diskrimineer teen aanwerksmense, hulle gaan vir my aflag. Okay? Because that is of no use, just simply reporting something but not giving out evidence. But I invite anybody and everybody, post-COVID, because we passed the COVID pandemic. Almost. There's a few holding out. Discovery, you know, I'm not fighting you. The ACDP is going to say South Africa from you. Still waiting for that. I've been waiting now for a couple of weeks on that. And then a few last holdouts, Coke tremendously strange things that's going on there. Multi-choice, a few places, a few big corporates still holding out, maar die hele COVID gemors het in 'n groot mate nou verby beweeg. Ons is al in die volgende tydperk. But now, post-COVID, we're still sitting with reports like we have now relating to people in oncology. Met ander woorde, kankerpasiënte. Hoe op die liewe aarde kan 'n persoon wat 'n kankerleier is, gediskrimineer of geweier word tot hulp op grond van sy vaksinasiestatus? Die mense is besig om dood te gaan.
Dis juis hulle wat nie die vaksin moet kry nie.
Yeah, we don't need to go into the science, but the mere fact that people who are dying are being refused treatment because they did not vax. You know my face by now. I'm going to come close. Are you crazy? By the way, hate group. Face has everything to do with position and light, right? So you can age a person 20 years or you can make him 20 years younger by just simply having your light correct. But I'm not going to fight with you tonight.
Okay, but I also just want to add something about the hate group. So I said I wanted to start helping the old age homes, you know, people who are struggling and whatever. And I said the first one that we're going to help is someone at Huis Herfsblaar. So the hate group, they saw the video and they actually contacted the people. And I just want to thank them because you helped us so much. Because the problem has been sorted out.
Disappeared.
So thank you.
My dear, I didn't want to bring up something like that in a video like this, but yes.
For once they helped us.
Unwittingly. These people cause so much havoc at Huis Herfsblaar. And it's actually Huis Herfsblaar. I didn't know there's a place like that actually existed. There's actually a place called Huis Herfsblaar. Right. And a very short set of facts, I'm not going to bedevil what the good work that was done there, was that there was a dispute between management and certain children of parents inside the place, very elderly people, very weak people, physically weak people, and it caused the children not to be able to see the grandparents. And then these numbnuts from the hate group, when they heard she was now on the project of old age homes, they actually called the Huis Herfsblaar to warn them of the Van was coming. And I think the people at the Huis Herfsblaar, the management, saw us on video and saw us on Facebook, and they realized these are not people that you're going to stop. And yes, it was sorted out between the parties even before we could go on record. We did go on record, but before we could intervene in terms of law, what would have happened there? We would have gone to High Court, obtained a High Court order, and opened up the place, which would have costed the opposing party, if they lost, very close from their side and our side, maybe up to 150, 200,000, even more, because it would have been an urgent High Court application. If we won, obviously the cost would have been on the other side, and it would have been quite a substantial legal account. So, yes.
Ek moet net sê, dit maak nie saak hoe dit gebeur het nie. Die probleem is opgelos, so ek is happy.
Thank you guys.
Ja.
But anyways, okay. We're going to bed early tonight because we have quite a fun day to tomorrow. I'm not going to divulge on video what we mean by that, but there's definitely going to be a lot of fun tomorrow. We will keep you abreast of that. One of our big CCMA cases, I'm not at liberty to divulge the parties, is also coming up to tomorrow. It will most probably, and I hope it will finalize tomorrow, so that we can bring you report on that by tomorrow afternoon. But then there's also a little bit of other drama that is about to unfold.
Unfortunately, the drama never stops in our lives.
Yeah, the drama never stops, and now we've become clever. We're not the victims of the drama any longer. We conduct the drama. Yeah, but let me not burst that bubble for now, yet. Okay, thank you guys. Thank you so much once again. All the love that we can give you. all the thanks that we can give you for the support. You're just the greatest. You're just the greatest, and we're doing it for you, not for us. We're doing it because it's in our hearts. It makes us feel so good to know that we are doing it for you guys out there, because we're the voice of the voiceless, and we're the people that bring hope to the hopeless. And that is what every morning charges my batteries when I get up, right? And every night before I go to sleep, I think about what I did today to help the next person, and that recharges me. Otherwise, I would have folded long ago. I think they're exactly the same.
Dis is iemand wat iemand vir jou gevra het, wat doen jy? Toe sê hy, jy's 'n moeilikheidmaker. Toe sê ek, wel, ek is sy mede-moeilikheidmaker. So, vir die wat bang is om iets te sê, ons sal dit namens julle doen.
With a pleasure and a smile.
Ja.
And sometimes evil eyes. I know they're going to still me on that one and say that I'm as crazy as a bat. But I don't care.
Ja.
Okay, you wanted to say something relating to comments? Didn't you want to?
No.
Not. Okay, because I saw you reading comments, and it seemed to me as if you wanted to say something. Thanks,
No.
my dear. Okay, guys, sleep well. As I said, very interesting day tomorrow. That's up for us. We're winning. Remember what I said to you months ago? We will get to the point where we can call victory. And now I'm speaking of the South African people on the COVID issue. And I said in a video when it was at its worst, when the companies were coming like mad bulls, I said, just hold on, we're this close. And I didn't lie to you, did I? We won. And we are winning big time. We are beating them now on every single front out there. And we are fighting back. We are counter-attacking. We're going into the trench of the enemy, and we're going to destroy them. We go in and destroy them in those trenches. Those that do not surrender. Those who surrender, and I think from their hearts, know that they did wrong. We will never be, how can I put it, unfair towards you. If you acknowledge your mistake, we will assist you to rectify it. But yes, we win, and we are winning. And therefore, I really can salute you. And I'm so proud of you guys. Leonie?
Okay, en dan net, geniet die rest van julle Vrouedag.
That's it. Yes. Oh, that's a loaded statement. We're certainly going to do. Good night, folks, and see you tomorrow.
Good night.